you would like to say. Okay? Yeah. Jody? You want to go first? Of course I'm going to go first. Of course I have to go first because you guys are putting me on the spot. I hope I can talk through this mask.
Actually, talk to the crowd.
Oh.
Not me. Thank you, though. You've made me feel incredibly important. Thank you.
My 10 minutes of fame. Okay, so I became an artist by chance 2 years ago, and it's really quite interesting because a friend invited me over for lunch. Actually, she's right over there. And she said, let's paint. And I said, I don't know anything about painting. And I picked up a paintbrush and I cannot stop. That's all I've done. I'm just in love with painting. It's healed me in so many ways, both mentally and physically. I love it. I love color. And when I set out to do something, I think, okay, it's going to be a tree. And then my hands just take me somewhere else. And they just, I pick up sponges and tape and, not even paintbrushes. I hardly ever use paintbrushes. I use my fingers, I use rocks, I use, whatever I find in nature. And I start painting with it. And it just becomes something. So I love it, and it's my soul's purpose. Thank you so much.
Well, it's an absolute honor to have everyone here with me tonight. I'm so glad to be meeting all my fellow artists finally in person. Most of my artwork diverges from Chinese mythology and Chinese culture. I am heavily influenced by Buddhism philosophy, although I do not consider myself a Buddhist. I'm more of a mix of everything that's out there. I don't have my family here with me tonight, but if they can see this, I hope they're proud of me. And most of my paintings are watercolor illustrations. I only recently started venturing into mixed media because I was fortunate enough to have a brilliant instructor who introduced me to the endless possibility of mixed media, and now I'm deeply in love with it. So I hope I'll have a lot more brilliant and lovely artwork to present to the world throughout the rest of my life. I think I finally found my calling as an artist. And thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Belle, do you want to go next?
Hey guys, first of all, Mom, thank you for being here, and RG. So the journey starts a year ago. Mom even told me that you never touch a brush or even a color when you were growing up. So everything is a surprise for everybody, and it's a journey. So when you look at my art, it's really a lot of mixtures, a lot of depth, colors. But one glaring fact that you will see are the splashes. What it means to me is I grew up in a very fortunate family. However, growing up, I saw disparities, social economic divide in the Philippines. And it's really sad. And unfortunately as well, it's sad, shame on me, I never really bothered to look at other people but myself. So it resonated in my art because now you can see it molding, it blending. It's really, I'm advocating for equality, for respect. And you will see I titled in the different places that I've been to. And wherever I go, it's the same. Whether it's race, color, religious diversity, I feel there's always a disparity. And that's basically what it is. Now the splash part. I grew up like trying to be perfect. All girls girl. I mean, it's basically raising girls to be perfect wife eventually. But then at some way, somehow, some form, you will mess up your uniform. One day I messed up my uniform, a Fanta orange, messed it up, and I was feeling so bad. Cried a lot inside the locker room or the ladies' restroom until the nun told me it's okay. It's how you find meaning to those imperfections. That's what will make you perfect. So that reminds me every day. And I only paint in the morning. By 4 o'clock, by 8 o'clock, I'm back to my work. I'm back to my normal life. And that's my life. So thank you for having us. And Agora Gallery, I mean, you guys are the best partner. It's not just about having yourself or looking at the art, it's you care about the artist. And I'm very honored. It's a privilege to be here. And thank you for having us here.
Thank you.
David, you want to go next? Sure.
My name is David Lionheart. I'm also honored to be here in one of the greatest cities in the world and one of the most prestigious art districts in the world. And I want to thank the staff and everybody for welcoming me in. I want to thank Belle for giving me the confidence to sign Agora and choose this as a gallery to represent my work. I've been creating for about a little over a year now, so I don't know anything. But I do know that I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my friends. Really incredible people that are here, and my wife who gives me the space to create. And so I wouldn't have these pieces hanging here if it wasn't for that. And I work through a lot when I'm in my studio and try and push through as much emotion and process as possible. And the depth and light has come from that. And I don't have one certain style I work in. Whatever I feel like doing that day, and wherever direction my hand is moving, they move. And I'm just happy that they're moving and that I'm able to be doing that. So it's an honor to create and to be a part of this scene with my peers and my fellow artists. And I want to thank my collectors and my supporters and everybody who's made it possible for me to even be standing here today, especially my wife. Thank you.
And then next.
Okay, my name is Rogelio. I know it's a little difficult to pronounce it. Okay, but it's in English it's Roger. So I'm really happy to stay here. I'm so glad to show in my photos. I'm a photographer, and my inspiration normally it's a landscapes and textures and a little drama in my photos too. So it's been a while. I take photos around 3 years professionality, but 10 years not taking photos everywhere. So it's very nice, for example, when you see your photo, and sometimes it's a mirror of you. So when I see it and I print it, it's so different when you print it and when you show it in your computer. So when you print it and you see, wow, that's more like a mirror of me. So thank you for coming. Thank you for yeah. Unfortunately, the people that I really love it, they can't stay here. You know, the pandemic is so complicated. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, thank you everyone, and thank you to our audience who joined us today on the live Instagram. Please come and visit us. We're open Tuesday to Saturdays from 11 to 6 p.m. You can come and see the show in person. I guarantee you it looks so much different in person rather than looking at the images online. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you.